Welcome to Cruise News, your daily update on everything happening at sea. Visit cruisenews.io to see today's stories and sign up for email alerts. So today we're looking at really the logistical backbone of the entire cruise industry. We're going to cover Miami-Dade County's legal moves to secure a vital fuel depot for PortMiami, Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas adjusting its inaugural season after skipping a Spanish dry dock, and Viking Venus charting a long-haul transpacific course to Asia.
Right. And I mean, what connects all these stories is just how heavily this global industry relies on local infrastructure.
Exactly. And that brings us right to our first story down in Florida. It's a dispute over the only available fuel source for vessels operating out of PortMiami.
Yeah, and this is critical infrastructure. We're talking about a 10-acre marine fuel terminal.
Yeah.
It's located on Fisher Island, which is just south of Miami Beach.
Right.
And, this terminal has served PortMiami for nearly a century.
Wow, 100 years.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
And currently it stores between 28 million and 30 million gallons of marine fuel.
That is a massive amount of fuel. And just to be precise, it's storing number 6 fuel oil and ECA marine diesel.
Exactly. Both of those are used there for, vessel loading, offloading, and barge operations. It's a very active site.
Right. And the stakes here are incredibly high because of the sheer volume of traffic PortMiami is seeing. I mean, in fiscal 2025, the port handled a record 8,564,225 cruise passengers.
Which is a huge number.
It is. It's actually up 4.02% from the 8,233,056 passengers they saw the year prior.
Right. And the daily peaks are even more intense.
Oh, absolutely. Just on November 30, 2025 alone, the port processed 75,201 passengers across 10 ships in a single day.
Yeah, and when you have 10 vessels turning over that many people, port operators have warned that eliminating that Fisher Island depot would severely disrupt operations.
Right, operations that are tied to more than 340,000 jobs.
Exactly. But the depot is actively threatened right now. In 2025, developers, specifically Russell Galbot and the Related Group, bought the site for $180 million.
Okay. And they don't want to run a fuel depot, presumably?
No, not at all. Their plan is to dismantle the yard entirely and build 2 luxury condominium towers.
Wow. Okay, so how is the county responding to that?
Well, the developers are now asking $400 million for the facility.
Wait, $400 million? They bought it for $180 million.
Right. So, facing that price tag, Miami-Dade County is moving toward eminent domain. This was requested by Mayor Daniela Levine Cava and sponsored by Commissioner Oliver Gilbert.
Okay, so eminent domain, that essentially means the county can declare ownership for public use, right?
Exactly. They make a deposit, and then they can force a sale via the courts. And ultimately, a jury gets to decide the final price.
But that wasn't a unanimous decision by the commission, was it?
No, it wasn't. Commissioner Raquel Regalado was the sole dissenting vote. She pointed to the legal risks involved and noted this could have a 50-year impact on the county.
And those legal risks are already materializing.
Oh, yeah. The Fisher Island Club and Community Association has already filed a federal suit to block the eminent domain plan.
Because the residents actually want the fuel depot gone, right?
Many of them do, yeah. And you can see why when you look at the proximity. This 30-million-gallon fuel yard is sitting 700 feet from private homes.
Wow. 700 feet.
Yeah, and it's only 2,000 feet from an elementary school. So there are significant environmental and safety concerns from the community.
Right. And there's a second lawsuit, too, isn't there?
Yes, alleging that HRP Group, which is part of the Related Group, would be violating a prior agreement that actually mandates fuel sales at the terminal through May 2027.
Okay, so wait. If the prior agreement legally requires fuel sales at the terminal to continue through May 2027, what is the immediate legal urgency for the county to initiate a forced sale now?
Right. It's a preemptive move. Basically, eminent domain is a long process, and the county wants to establish control well before that 2027 expiration so that developers can't start putting shovels in the ground.
Got it. Okay, well, switching gears from the fuel infrastructure to one of the massive ships that relies on it, Royal Caribbean's Legend of the Seas.
Yes, one of the biggest new vessels out there. They officially took delivery on June 10th at the Meyer Turku shipyard in Finland.
And that was a huge event. There were 1,200 crew and partners there.
Led by Royal Caribbean Group Chairman and CEO Jason Liberty, Royal Caribbean International President and CEO Michael Bailey, and Meyer Turku CEO Casimir Lindholm.
Right. And Lindholm actually called it, quote, an exceptional project in terms of both scale and technical complexity.
Which is an understatement when you look at the specs.
Yeah, let's talk about those specs.
Yeah.
It's an LNG-powered Icon-class ship, 250,800 gross tons.
Massive.
Right. Nearly 365 meters long. It has 2,805 cabins. So at double occupancy, that's 5,610 passengers, plus 2,350 crew.
Yeah, to move all that, it utilizes 6 Wärtsilä 46 TSDF dual-fuel engines.
Which feed into 3 20-megawatt ABB Azipod units, right?
Exactly, plus a shore power system for when it's in port.
Okay, so it's delivered in Finland, and then it headed down to the Western Mediterranean. It called at Malaga on July 1st.
Right, and then that kicked off a preview sailing for trade and media running to Rome.
With the maiden commercial voyage set for July 4 from Civitavecchia. That's a 7-night cruise hitting La Spezia, Palma de Mallorca, Marseille, and Barcelona.
But, and here's where the logistics get complicated, it was actually scheduled to stop at Navantia's Cadiz shipyard for a 5-day dry dock before all that, specifically in Deek 4.
Right. But that was canceled.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That stay was supposed to be for technical work, inspections, provisioning, and horticultural work for the Central Park neighborhood.
Okay, wait, I need to jump in here. The Central Park neighborhood requires the installation of more than 30,500 real plants.
Right.
And since Navantia handled a similar 10,000 plant installation for Icon of the Seas at the shipyard in 2023, how does Royal Caribbean manage an installation 3 times that size without the dedicated facility time in Cadiz?
It's a huge challenge. Basically, they have to do it piecemeal, shifting from a controlled shipyard environment to outfitting the ship while it's actively moving through commercial ports.
Wow. Just loading thousands of plants alongside luggage and food.
Exactly. It's a logistical scramble.
Well, after this European season, it's heading to the U.S., repositioning via a 13-night transatlantic voyage on October 25 to Fort Lauderdale,
where it will run 6 to 8-night Caribbean and Bahamas itineraries, and they actually just added a new 3-night Bahamas cruise from Port Everglades for November 8, 2026.
Right, which means guests who were booked on the original November 11 inaugural were offered options. They could stay put or move to the new November 8 sailing at prevailing rates.
Yeah, and this is just part of a massive order book for Royal Caribbean. They currently have 7 ships lined up, including Hero of the Seas in 2027, Icon 5 in 2028, and 2 more coming in 2029 and 2030.
So we're seeing these high-density megaships just continually expanding. But let's look at the other side of the spectrum. Viking Venus is shifting its deployment, and it operates in a completely different sector.
Very different. Viking Venus has just completed its 5th year in service.
Yeah.
It was delivered from Fincantieri's Ancona shipyard on April 15, 2021.
Right, making it the 7th ship in a series of identical ocean ships that Viking started with Viking Star back in 2015.
Exactly. And it was christened in the English Channel on May 17, 2021 by the British journalist Anne Diamond.
So if we compare the specs to Legend of the Seas, Viking Venus is 47,842 gross tons.
A fraction of the size.
Right. About 748 feet long and 95 feet wide. It only has 464 veranda cabins.
Yeah, accommodating just 930 guests and 465 crew members.
So, if a 250,000 gross ton ship like Legend of the Seas functions as a floating, high-density destination in the Caribbean and Med, a 47,000 gross ton vessel like Viking Venus serves entirely as a boutique transit hub, trading passenger volume for the ability to berth in remote long-haul destinations like Otaru.
That's exactly it. Because of its size, it can execute these long-haul ocean-crossing itineraries.
Yeah.
Currently, it's operating 10-night Alaska cruises, which started in late May 2026.
Right, but in September, it repositions to Asia.
Yeah, via a massive 22-night transpacific voyage from Vancouver to Tokyo.
Wow, 22 nights. Mm-hmm. And that itinerary features those Alaska destinations and Japanese overnight calls, including Otaru, like you mentioned. After that, its winter season will follow in Australia and the South Pacific.
It really highlights how the entire global industry, from the 5,600 passenger megaships debuting in Europe to the 930 passenger luxury vessels crossing the Pacific, ultimately relies on the stabilization of local ground-level infrastructure, much like that embattled 10-acre fuel depot in Miami-Dade.
It's all connected.
Thanks for listening to Cruise News. Visit cruisenews.io to catch up on the latest updates and sign up for free email alerts.